couple of days ago, I made a video on who has the best ultimate in the game.
Y'all should check that out, by the way.
And it got me thinking on how to counter every character in the game. And that's what today's video is going to be about. And yeah, let's just get into it.
Please like and subscribe.
Alright, the first character is Gojo. To start off, Lapse Blue is a medium to close range ability. You suck him towards your paws and kick him up in the air. The second variant is you sucking him up, kicking him in the air, use your special, and you kick him back down. It is blockable. I think it's parryable. I don't know. I can't test it. I have no friends. Alright, on to Reversal Red. Reversal Red, you shoot a little red ball towards them, and it does explosive damage, and they blow up and poop. If you teleport behind them and use it, it's not blockable unless they turn around and block it. But, like, your reaction time is going to have to be really good for that. Rapid Punches goes through block, so you're going to have to be careful of that. And Twofold Kick. The first kick is blockable, but the second one isn't. So how do we counter Gojo's base moveset? Lapse Blue is blockable, so you can just block that. Reversal Red's also blockable, so you can also just block that. The only thing that you have to be careful of is Rapid Punches. You do have to be careful of the second kick of Twofold Kick, but you can punch him in the first kick. Now, if you're blocking and Gojo is putting pressure on you, he can only really do two things. He can either do 1, 2, 3 Rapid Punches, or he can do 1, 2, 3 Twofold Kick. Now again, you can interrupt Twofold Kick, and Rapid Punches, I'm pretty sure you could just parry it. If you do 1, 2, 3 Lapse Blue, they're going to be standing there for a second, so you could just counter them and just start doing a combo. It's the same with Reversal Red. You do 1, 2, 3 Reversal Red, then they're going to be standing there for a second. They can't really move or attack. That's your time to do a combo on them. Now for his ultimate. All of his stuff is pretty much like medium to close range. Like, countering that is going to be a little bit hard, I'm not going to lie. But basically, you just want to keep pressure on Gojo. Do not let him get any of his moves off. And you can interrupt them too, so that's also another bonus. Now, if he jumps midair and uses them, that can be a little bit of a problem. But like I said, as long as you're keeping pressure on him, he won't really be able to get any of his moves off. Hollow Purple, he's completely invincible. He can't take any damage. But you can just jump on top of his head, like right here. And you won't take any damage. With Reversal Red, it's pretty dodgeable because he's kind of just standing there, and it's just a straight line beam. So unless their aim is really good, you can easily dodge it. Infinite Void is really the only problem that you're going to have to deal with. As long as you're keeping pressure on Gojo, he won't really be able to do any of his moves or get them off fully. And if they're in the air, it's a little bit more of a risk. You're going to have to kind of dodge around it and stuff. So how do we counter Gojo? 1. Lapse Blue is blockable and maybe parryable, I don't know. Reversal Red is blockable and is parryable. Rapid Punches isn't blockable, so you're gonna have to be wary of it. And Twofold Kick, the first kick is blockable, but the second one isn't. And you can interrupt in between the animation. So after the first kick lands, you can punch him before he lands the second kick. And for his ultimate, you just want to keep pressure on him. Keep constant pressure on him. Do not let him get any of his moves off. At all. All of his moves are interruptible, except Hollow Purple. Meaning if he tries to pop his domain, just go up to him and punch him. Then he just can't use his domain anymore. If he tries using Lapse Blue or Reversal Red, literally just try to run up to him and beat him. As long as you don't let any of his moves get off, you're literally fine. Alright, now we're on to Vessel. Vessel's first move, Curse Strike, is blockable, except the air variant, it is not blockable. Crushing Blow isn't blockable, but the air variant is blockable. Divergent Fist isn't Divergent Fist isn't blockable. Dude. Okay, anyways. Divergent Fist isn't blockable, and neither is the Black Flash variant. And his fourth move is a parry. Wow, alright, okay. And his fourth move is a parry. So how do we counter his base moveset? It's pretty simple. Well, if he does 1, 2, 3 Curse Strikes, he's gonna be sitting there for a pretty good while. And you can start punching him and get a combo off. Crushing Blow isn't blockable, so you're gonna have to be careful of that. Except the air variant, you can block the air variant. And Divergent Fist isn't blockable, and for the parry, you should just try to bait out the parry. Also, the air variant isn't blockable, but it might be parryable. And it's also pretty easy to dodge out too. Alright, now we're on to his ultimate. He has medium to close range M1s. Dismantle, you throw a bunch of slices at people, but it does go through block a little bit, so it does do some damage. Open is not blockable. It's just a giant fire arrow. Dude! And his third move is Rush, which does go through block. And then there's Malevolent Shrine. What is the dummy doing, dude? You basically have to hold block in here, and if you don't hold block, you're just gonna die. Him in this domain is basically an insta-kill, so just, you know, prevent him from opening the domain, please, for the love of God. So how do we counter this character exactly? Well, you kind of have to deal with him like Gojo, but you have to be a little bit more careful. His M1s are completely blockable, but he does have 2 unblockable moves. Oh, and his special, you just walk up to someone, press R, and it goes through block and does a bunch of slice damage. That's like literally 45% HP, gone in an instant. You are gonna want to block a lot of the time. Mainly because the slice damage that Dismantle does when you're not blocking is a lot. After his 4th M1 lands when you're blocking, if you're confident enough, you can attack him if you want. But just know if you fail, you're probably gonna die. Now, for some unknown reason, Flame Arrow is just, you can just counter it with parry. Like, for some reason, I don't know why. It's really funny though. Rush is also parryable too. Which is a very good thing if you're on a character who can parry. So how do we counter this character? Remember, Curse Strikes is blockable, except the air variant. That's not blockable, so you have to dodge out of its way. Crushing Blow on the floor isn't blockable, but the jumping variant is blockable. And Divergent Fist just isn't blockable no matter which variant they use. And Majin Kick is a parry, so just try to bait it out if you can. If you block Curse Strikes, they're going to be standing there for a second, so you can get a combo off on them. Oh, something I forgot to mention with this character. By default, he has 85 health instead of 100. So yeah, use that to your advantage. Now to counter result, you're going to want to be blocking a lot. Mainly because if you're not blocking and you get hit with Dismantle, it's not going to be fun. Remember, Open and Rush are not blockable, but they are parryable, so use that to your advantage. And for his domain, just don't let him pop it off. It's honestly that simple. Try to catch him when he's vulnerable, like right when he hits his 4th M1. He'll kind of just be sitting there for a second, not being able to move. And that's your time to try to do a combo on him. Onto Hakari. His first move, Reverse Balls, is blockable. Shutter Doors is also blockable. Fever Breaker is also blockable. And Rough Energy is the only thing that goes through block. Okay, bro is ascending. So off rip, all 3 of his moves are just blockable. Now he does have a parry, which is pretty good, but he literally really can't combo off of it with any of his moves whatsoever. Also, every single one of his moves is parryable. Reverse Balls is parryable. Shutter Doors is parryable. Rough Energy is parryable. And Fever Breaker is parryable. So yeah, Hakari is not looking too good right now, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, now onto his ultimate. So how do we counter this? Yeah. People can ult in his domain. It's not really the best look for Hakari, I'm not gonna lie. Literally, if someone ults in this, you're kind of just dead. If someone just ults in Hakari's domain, it's literally just basically an instant death. There's nothing you can do. But yeah, that's a pretty good way to counter him. But let's say Hakari actually does luck out and he does get his ult and he doesn't die. He's a little bit of a problem because he is literally invincible. And of course, in my last video, I got comments like, but if he gets hit by 2 hollow purples, he will die. That is so unpractical, it's insane. Bro, if you get smited by 3 hollow purples or 2 hollow purples as Hakari, I think you just quit the game. His first move, Lucky Volley, is blockable except the last hit. Lucky Rushdown, not blockable at all. Overwhelming Luck is not blockable at all whatsoever. Let me just start punching him a few times here. Yep, and there it is. An Energy Surge is not blockable. Oh god. So how do you counter Hakari's ult? There's a few things you can do. One is pray. Because I'm not gonna lie, you could just be cooked even if you're a good player. Oh, something I forgot to mention. His special makes him attack faster. So yeah, that's just another added bonus. Now, Hakari loses his ult when he gets hit. Yeah, Hakari does lose his ult bar a little bit every time he gets hit, on top of the drain. So if you want to counter Hakari's ult, you're going to want to keep pressure on him constantly. Like a constant pressure of beating. Don't stop beating him, or you're dead. Or run, because you know, running is always an option. Alright, how do we counter Hakari? 1. All of his moves are either blockable or parryable. And for his ultimate, you just want to keep constant pressure on him, run away, or pray, because all of his moves are unblockable. And he can attack faster, and he just does a bunch of damage. Oh boy, on to Megumi. Now Megumi is a bit of a menace, he's known as the spam character. Alright, now Rapid Escape is blockable, but you have to block and they can just go behind you and smack you up. So that's, you know, that's great. Nue is unblockable, but it can be hard to hit sometimes, and it's pretty nice. And it's pretty easy to dodge out of. Toad is blockable, and Divine Dogs is completely blockable. But Nue, Toad, and Dogs are parryable. So how do we counter his base moveset? Well, 1 is parrying all of his moves, except Rapid Escape. And 2, you have to be really good at blocking, because the Rapid Escape and going behind you and punching you is really annoying. So as long as you're following them while you're blocking, you should be fine. Now onto his ultimate. Max Elephant is not blockable. Neither is Drake Snake. And neither is Shadow Swarm. What the? So yeah, all three of his moves are unblockable. Oh yeah, on top of that, he can switch back to his base moveset. So for example, he could just hit you with like Rabbit Escape, switch to Max Elephant, and you just kind of have to sit there. There's really nothing you can do about it. And his last move is Maharaga. You kind of just sit down for like 3 seconds, and then you summon Maharaga. Now Maharaga is a bit of a menace. He has 210 health, which is a lot. His M1s have insane range, and the 3rd and 4th M1 are just unblockable. He also has Divine Pummel, where you just pick him up and slam him on the ground, which goes through block, by the way. And he has Ground Pinch, which you just throw a giant boulder at him, which is also unblockable. Ground Pinch is parryable, and I don't think Divine Pummel is parryable. So how do you counter Maharaga? Well, it's pretty simple. You got the server to jump him. If a Maharaga is in a server, by default, he's probably just gonna get jumped. But yeah, jumping Maharaga is a great way to kill him. Who would have known? But Maharaga is pretty annoying to deal with because his M1s have giant range and he has a lot of health. He can also parry fire arrows and hollow purples. I forgot to mention that too, you know. There's, you know, casual stuff. But yeah, countering Maharaga is basically jumping him or making sure he can't attack you. Because in order for him to stay as Maharaga, he has to keep constantly beating people. And if he doesn't, he'll die. So how do we counter Megumi? Rabbit Escape is blockable, but you can't move, and they can go around you, so you're gonna have to be careful of that. Nue is unblockable, but is parryable. Toad is blockable, and it is parryable. And Divine Dogs is blockable, and it is parryable. With Megumi, you're gonna want to constantly be attacking them and making sure they can't get any of their moves off. Because once they do, it's pretty annoying to get out of, especially with like Rabbit Escape. It's a really annoying situation to be in. It's kind of just like everyone else. You want to keep constant pressure on them or run away because everything of his is unblockable or just has insane range like this. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, you can also invade domains. And for Maharaga, well, it's pretty simple. You just run up to him and smack him. And then he can't do it anymore. But let's say they're a monkey and they know how to do parkour. And then they summon Maharaga from the top of the building. Well, that's why I made a parkour video.
Which y'all should check out, by the way.
And to counter Maharaga, you're gonna want to keep constant pressure on him so his ultimate will drain and he can die. Or jump him with people, because that's always fun. Alright, now we're on to the Menace Mahito. His first move, Stockpile, goes through block. His second move, Soulfire, is blockable. And Focus Strike is not blockable. With both variants. Stockpile is parryable. Soulfire is also parryable. And Focus Strike is also parryable. So all of his moves are parryable, which is good. His sword variant dash attack is parryable. And it's the same thing with the boulder attack, it's also parryable. Alright, now we're on to the Menace's ult. Now Mahito only has one move right now, and it's his domain. Alright, you see those pink bars? If you're close to them, they'll just implode and die. So what's the counterplay to this, Potato? There is none, which is so fun. There is zero counterplay to that. If you try to jump him, you die. If you try to run away, you die. There's nothing you could really do about it. But yeah, guys, that's the end of the video. I probably missed some things in the video, so go in the comments and let me know some counters for some characters. I'm sure other people would like it too. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Have a good day. Peace.